going to print on BOOKCLOTH, and BOOKCLOTH is a fabric right here. So fabric is actually treated differently than paper. So what you do is you don't flood your screen in between, and you actually make sure that this is secure, and you'll go over it a few times. Fabric wants to absorb a lot more than paper. So I'll be printing this a little bit differently.
So you always go in the same direction?
I always, for fabric, I'll go back and forth and back and forth. But I'll tell you exactly where the image is going to hit. So then I can just line up my work underneath and be able to see it. So everybody see that with the acetate? So the first time I'm actually going to print on the acetate, and then I'm going to go ahead and start printing. So this is my ink, and I just buy Speedball ink right here. This is, actually if you look at this is for fabric, so it's a little t-shirt right there on the image. They'll also have other ones that'll have little paper. You know what? I think it's the exact same ink. I tell my students, don't worry, if you're printing it on a t-shirt, it's acrylic paint. It never comes out of your clothing. So just go ahead and use, if you have paper, you could go ahead and use it on fabric as well. But it'll say that it needs to be heat set for fabric. We don't have to worry about heat setting our BOOKCLOTH because we're never going to wash it. So now what I'm going to do is, I think these are both the same color. There's that one right there. Oh, that one's a little bit darker. I think I'll do the darker one. Yeah, I couldn't remember. So, and the very best containers of all, Talente. This is double dark chocolate. I know. Well, you know what? When I first saw these, I'm like, oh my God, that's a great container for silkscreen ink. And then I tried the ice cream, and it's like, this is real. This right across right here. I never worry on my acetate right here. I never worry that. And can you see the image underneath back here? Right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up right like this. Now, see right there? Now, what I'm going to do is, since this is fabric right here, I know that all my boards are basically the same. I like having a squeegee, and I like having a little squeegee right here. So I'm just marking where my board's going to fit. Plus, I don't want this to move. So you never learn this, Susie. Susie, I can joke about this. Do you see how I'm going to take this right here a little bit? This is so that it's not going to move, because I'm going to go over this a few times. And you also want this to be right on contact. So now I'm going to go. And I also want to make sure that when I do that run across, that it's nice and clear. So see that right here?
It doesn't fall down.
Magic. Right there, magic. So, once you're started, this is what I said to Karen, that once you're started, you don't stop. Okay? So, I'm going to place that right there. So good with the pressure. Now, I would never do this with, and this takes a lot of ink right here. I would never do this, let's say, back and forth with paper. I only, when it's fabric, you only go over it several times. So each time in between, lift that out, right like that. So I was saying that we used to print solvents, and then it was really.
So this is just water in this
spread. It's just water. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put some paper towels down here, and I'm going to spray. And then I'm going to take the stencil off and throw it in the trash.
I went downstairs to send some emails. And missed this. Is this standard?
Yeah, this is pretty standard, but I taped it. Normally it's wood.
Did you make this, or
no?
This is
I bought it. Yeah,
a tool that
and you can buy it in a lot of the art stores. So see, I'm just getting the majority of the ink off. When I go home tonight, I will get this much cleaner.
Taking the,
I'm going to take the stencil off now.
no, you're going to take it in the shower with you
Right
tonight?
off.
Oh.
Huh?
I was wondering how you're going to get it cleaner. You're going to put it in the shower with you?
No, I have a hose outside.
Oh.
But the bad thing is in the winter time. See how I'll just take that off? Just throw it in the trash.
This is a limited edition.
Yes, it is. You know, sometimes with the freezer paper, which I use as well, like my students save the freezer paper and they use it again and again. But if you do more than 20 in a row, freezer paper will want it to fall apart sooner than contact paper will.
Can I put this on YouTube? This.
Yeah, sure.
This is
I will have
contact paper.
to. I will have. Yeah, that's just contact paper.
Like you put it in drawers.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Oh, can you do me a favor? If you just place it right there on that table, then so it'll be away from the dirt, and then I'll just pack it up. Okay. I have plastic.
Else was asking who the little scroll thing was,
And that was mine.
that's what I got.
Yeah.
I didn't know to tell her.
And it was also silkscreen. Most of what I do is all silkscreen.
You teach silkscreen at
I
PRATT?
do. I teach 3 classes of silkscreen and PRATT. So see how I'm just gonna get that pretty clean. It's just gonna be stained green because that's.
Where do you live that you have an outside hose?
Montclair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So. Because what this is now, this is pretty clean. My students don't always do a good job of cleaning their screens, but they have big hosing out areas at school. So.
And then the book cloth you'll use for,
From outside covers of books. Yeah.
okay.
Now I have to make the inside contents. But I can certainly do many stories about fish. With those harsh chemicals is that it would ruin the screen. One time, I went to Philadelphia College of Art, and the very first semester, we had to do a poster, and so they gave us this old screen to use, and you use bleach to take photo emulsion off the screen. And so when we put in the bleach bath and we pulled up the screen, the mesh stayed on the table, so it was actual silk. So that really, so it did disintegrate.
What's this screen made of now?
It's a polyester,
Okay.
a polyfilament. Which is, see, I saw one spot right there that might be a little clogged. Is he getting more green?
So it'll last forever.
Oh yeah, it'll last. If you treat your screen well, it'll last a long time. And see how taut that is? Feel it. You know and feel that. See how tight that is? So that is a really tight.
Well, you wouldn't know
tight-
it's a screen, really.
No. Or whether his minions.
It wasn't popular here till then.
It wasn't really popular to use as an art form.
Andy Warhol is responsible for that?
Yes, who was responsible for, and this is the other great thing too. See this sheet of acetate right here that I have?
Wait, it's
All I
wet
have
and the
to do
board
is
is wet.
hose this,
Oh.
right like this, and clean off my image, and I use the acetate over and over again for registration. So I just screen print